Yo, Math Hoffa versus Snake Eyez just finished up. Somewhat lived up to the hype. You know, we expected it to be a dope back and forth. We expected it to be aggressive. That it was. There was a lot of aggression between both of them. You know, a little too much bumping and shit like that. I have to commend both of them for not crossing no lines though. That's always a good thing. I'm trying to figure out how to really describe this first round the way I wanted to, but Snake Eyez goes first. That cable cord spectrum line was fucking crazy, man. Like that was very well thought out. I thought he delivered that very well. I think a lot of New Yorkers are definitely gonna understand that, because I don't know how many other places Spectrum is. So everybody might not get that, but Spectrum is a cable company. So when he was talking about choking them with a cable cord and Spectrum, that whole line, that line was just crazy, man. That Kyrie Irving Flat Earth line was crazy. That Jamie Foxx show line was definitely crazy. When he was talking about well, you know, if you guys seen it, then you get what I'm saying. But I thought that Jamie Foxx show line was definitely good. Definitely a solid round from Snake Eyez, you know what I'm saying? In terms of, I thought he had some good bars in there. I thought he had a consistent round. The aggression was there. Math comes on, man. He had that G.I. Joe line. That shit was crazy. That whole Snake Eyez G.I. Joe scheme shit was definitely a good look for him. That snake bite line was definitely great. After that, it was like the jokes. Like he had a good amount of jokes, and then the Thor line. That Thor line towards the end of the round was definitely dope. I actually have Math taking that first round, but it was definitely a good round from both of them. But Math got that round to me. Second round, Snake Eyez, she starts going in. And he had a dope line about, you know, Math has a scar, so he was talking about extending the scar. You know, the line that he had about that scar was definitely dope, definitely fire, and it made me anticipate this round being better than the first, just the way that he went about that, and I was wrong. He went into that whole Jamaican thing, which I thought was weird because we just saw Ill Will do it, you know, and that just happened a week ago, that battle. So for him to go and do it, and he couldn't do it better, I don't see what was the point in him doing that. I really don't. Like, if you're gonna do that, like, make sure it's fire, make sure it's, you know, bulletproof. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. That shit fell flat. Fell really flat. That whole Jamaican line thing. I want to address that shit that he was talking about. Math's website. He's telling the truth, but he delivered that all wrong because of this. Now, the other day, I had tweeted to Math to see if he had any more of them Pac Juice shirts available, because I'll be at Mass 4. I know he's going to be there. You know, so I figured that'll be a good time for me to buy a couple and you know, maybe rock one at the actual event, because I'm definitely there supporting New York, the guys battling there, you know. Anyway, when I went on there, it did say that the website was up for grabs, that you could buy it. But for those, if you know anything about this, the website, listen, the website isn't gone. A website name is just like a telephone number. But the thing is, you could never truly own a website name. It's like you're renting the name. You could pay anywhere from $9 to like $15 for one particular name for the whole entire year. But once that year is up, or let's say if you want to go and buy the website for name, address, it's really an address. It's like a telephone number. You can buy it for 3 years, sometimes, so on and so forth. Point is, it doesn't mean that the website is gone. It means that that name is no longer in use. I hope that makes sense to you guys. So that's why, to me, this didn't hit like that. They started passing out papers. I guess it's proof. That still don't show that he lost the site. It's just saying he's no longer using that name. So there's that. That's why that fell flat alongside the Jamaican thing. He threw a few shots at Geechee Gotti and Mike P. Finished it up with the Mountain Dew line and the Becky Hammond line. I thought was dope. That's kind of what saved the round from it being a complete bust. But man, you can't fall flat 3/4 of a round. You can't fall flat on that and then think them last 2-3 lines are gonna save you. Why? And then you throwing shots at everybody else. So that ain't helped that second round whatsoever. Snake Eyes. Math had a bunch of odd jokes. He had some Rex jabs. He stumbled himself in this round, but he got it back. It was a quick stumble. He got it back. So I mean, I don't know if you want to say the stumble kind of evens out the whole Jamaican shit falling flat, whatever. But still, Snake Eyes too much went wrong for him in that second round for me to even make that distinction. The hexagon line for Math was fucking retarded, and I don't think that crowd caught that like that. I hope y'all at home watching it did catch it, but the hexagon line was just retarded, and that J. Cole line was definitely retarded. So for me, I got Math taking that round. Clearly, I got Math taking the first 2 rounds. So to me, Math won. We go into that third, and Snake Eyes has a crazy third round. He had good bars, that Big T line, because you know they were saying some dumbass people posted some shit like Big T was dead and they had the wrong Big T. So he addressed that. That was dope. That Brim line, he was comparing the Brim like when Dose's Brim touched Math and Brim being blood. If you know anything about gangs, then you get that distinction. That was dope. The Aaron Judge line was definitely fire from Snake Eyes. And then he pulled out this picture of Math. I didn't think the picture was that funny, but then he started roasting it. He had NJT holding it. He started roasting the picture. His jokes were definitely on point, definitely dope. And out of nowhere, he had Bonnie come out of nowhere. She gets on the stage, and she spit like 2 bars, cracking jokes on Math too. I thought the way they did it was very creative. I don't really like when people tag other people in on a battle, but I thought the way that it was done was very creative. It was short and to the point. She wasn't up there long time spitting a bunch of bars. Very creative, very entertaining for Snake Eyes. The mixture of bars and jokes in this round were just so dope, so bulletproof, that it would be hard for Math to come back in this third round. Math comes back with a rebuttal for NJT and a rebuttal for Bonnie. Automatically blew the top off the building for a few minutes. After that, he had another TLC left eye joke. He stumbled in his round, but he also was going at Snake Eyes as far as living with his father, a situation with Snake Eyes' girl, aborting a baby and stuff like that. I thought that was too fucking personal, but you know, they went in like that, and you know, Math definitely did stumble. Then he kind of freestyled and spit a few more bars for the crowd. Personally, I got Snake Eyes taking that third round, and I think even if you take out the stumble, I still think Snake Eyes takes that third round. So bottom line, I got Math 2-1 in a solid battle from both of them. You know what I'm saying? The only lackluster moment that was like, what the fuck, was that second round for Snake Eyes, and that ultimately cost them, in my opinion. So get in the comment box, let me know what you think. If you think I'm bugging, tell me why. Don't just disagree with me. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And make sure you hit the alert bell, alright? Salute.